Chef Jay Astafa is a New York-based vegan chef known for everything from his reimagined comfort food to his haute vegetable-forward cuisine. At 23, he finds himself at the helm of New York's premier plant-based catering and events company, Jay Astafa Catering and Events, and is a creative force behind Long Island's ever-popular Three Brothers Vegan Cafe and Three Brothers Pizza Cafe. The most common barrier for people considering switching to a vegan diet is the fact that they're going to miss eating cheese. Well, we have Chef Jay Astafa here with a tasty solution for us. Hi, Jay. How are you?
Yes, I definitely agree that cheese is definitely difficult for people to give up, but with this cashew milk mozzarella that I'm about to show you, people will not miss the dairy. So we're going to be making the cultured cashew milk, which is the key flavor to the cashew milk mozzarella.
Great. Let's get into it.
Okay, so here we have about 1 cup of cashews, and we're just going to put them in the blender here.
Okay.
And now you can soak them to make it easier to blend if you have like a home blender, but I like using the Vitamix. You don't have to soak it. And then we're going to add 4 cups of water. And now this is the key flavor, acidophilus. Have you ever heard of acidophilus powder?
I think I've heard of it, but what is it exactly?
Typically, yogurt is made with acidophilus powder,
yes.
and we're
Okay.
using the acidophilus powder to culture the cashew milk
Okay.
here. So, and then we're gonna add the acidophilus powder, and then we're gonna add 2 tablespoons of soybean lecithin. And now what the soybean lecithin is gonna do is just gonna emulsify the whole mix.
Okay.
We're gonna add that. And then we're just gonna blend this until smooth. Okay, so now we're gonna transfer this cashew milk to a clean bowl over here.
Okay.
And then we're just gonna pour it in, and what we're gonna be doing, we're just gonna set it aside for about 12 to 16 hours overnight.
Oh, okay.
And what we're gonna be doing, we're culturing, so we're just gonna set this aside. And
Just
now,
like cheese, just like
just like
dairy
cheese.
yeah.
Because like typically a lot of like the commercial cheeses are not cultured, like the vegan cheeses, and now this new wave of vegan cheeses are all starting to culture the cheese, and that's why vegan cheese finally started to taste like really good.
Oh.
It's really all about like the culturing that makes cheese taste good.
Okay.
So now after 12 to 16 hours, we're gonna have this really amazing, if you smell it, it smells kind of like yogurt.
Oh, yes, it does.
Yeah. And then after 12 to 16 hours, we're gonna have this milk here.
Okay.
And now we're gonna add 5 cups of the cultured cashew milk in the blender. And then now we're gonna be adding the tapioca starch.
Okay.
Have you ever seen a vegan cheese made with tapioca
Yes,
starch before?
yes.
And what the tapioca starch does, it creates that nice stretchy consistency that cheese is
Okay.
known for. So we're
Okay.
gonna add 1 cup and 2 tablespoons of tapioca starch. Then we're gonna add 1 tablespoon of salt.
Okay.
And now we're gonna add lactic acid. Now what the lactic acid is gonna do, the culturing already creates the cultured flavor, but the lactic acid is just gonna add a nice sharpness that mozzarella is known for. So about 3/4 of a teaspoon of lactic acid. And then now we're gonna add, this is a key component, kappa carrageenan. Have you heard of kappa
yes,
carrageenan?
yes.
Kappa carrageenan comes from a seaweed called Irish moss, and what this is gonna do is just gonna firm up the mozzarella once it's
Okay.
cooked. So we're gonna add 3 tablespoons of kappa carrageenan. And now we're just gonna blend this up. About a couple minutes, we're gonna blend this up. And now we're gonna add the coconut oil. Now you don't want to use just any coconut oil. You want to use the refined coconut oil so your taste doesn't taste like coconut.
Oh, okay.
So we have 1.5 cups. And now what the coconut oil is gonna do, it's gonna help the cheese melt and give it that fat content that typically mozzarella has. So we're gonna add 1.5 cups of coconut oil and just blend that up. We have it blended up, and then we want to try this already.
Oh, yeah, really nice.
So now we're gonna cook this mozzarella mix. We're just gonna cook it here. So with this, you just want to keep stirring it for the whole 5 minutes it's gonna take, and you want to do that so it doesn't stick to the bottom.
Okay.
So you want to heat up the mix until the tapioca starch starts getting stretchy, and also the kappa carrageenan. The only way that activates is by heating it up until boiling temperature.
Okay.
So here we have a bowl of cold water, and we put a little bit of ice in here.
Okay.
So now we have our heated mozzarella mix here, and now this process has to be really quick because like once this cools down, you have to like reheat it because then it's gonna get too firm.
Okay.
So we're just gonna get a sheet of plastic wrap.
All right.
And now this is a little bit of technique. It took me a while to learn. So it's just we're gonna get 1 ladle full of the cashew milk mozzarella, And you're just gonna put it over here. Let me just move this cutting board here. And now we're gonna roll it up like this. And like that. If you've ever seen the mozzarella at the old Italian places, like they always come in like plastic wrap. But now while this technique is not the traditional mozzarella, like once it gets chilled, it turns out exactly the same. So we're just gonna roll it up like this. Now these are little baby mozzarella. At the restaurant we make them a lot larger.
Okay.
So, but you can literally make it any
Looks
size.
pretty
you want.
easy, that part.
I'm just gonna tie it up. And we're just gonna
Put in
chill
cold
it
water?
over here.
Okay.
We're gonna try a couple more. And now this recipe makes about 4 mozzarella balls.
Okay.
So we're just gonna take. Okay. So then you're gonna take the plastic wrap, cover it like this. And then you're just gonna roll it and tie it. Now, alternately, if you don't want to do it with the plastic wrap, what I've done, sometimes I make a bucatini, which is a baby mozzarella. You take an ice cream scoop, and you just scoop it in the water. You can do it like that. Or you can just take a big ice cream scoop and just scoop this mixture in the ice water.
Okay. That's interesting. And how long do we leave this now?
Okay, so this is gonna chill in the refrigerator, and then 6 hours later, what we're gonna be doing, we're gonna take the plastic wrap out, and then just put it in a salt brine to store it.
Oh, okay.
And that's what's gonna give like the nice.
And this is what it looks like
so
after.
This is what it looks like when it's finished. So we're gonna take a nice mozzarella shape like this one, and then we're just gonna cut it into slices. If you want to try a little bit of just like regular mozzarella.
Sure. Very good.
And this tastes good like both cold, or you can melt it, make a really good pizza margherita. Yeah.
And how do you normally serve it now? You just.
Right now we're just doing a quick caprese salad.
Okay.
Then we're gonna take a nice. I really like these heirloom tomatoes here, so we're just gonna slice them up.
This looks amazing. Thank you for coming.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. Well, we're gonna try this very soon. We'll be back after the commercial break.